Star Wars is the most popular LEGO theme that exists, not only for LEGO builders, but also for LEGO collectors and investors. And as a LEGO investor, I love this theme. This is a theme that has so much demand and so much collectability that even years after sets retire and are no longer manufactured, we can see values go through the roof. And if you invest in them before they retire, a lot of the times you can do extremely well with investing in Star Wars LEGO sets. Now, it's also a theme that has a handful of sub-themes. We have the Helmet series, we have the Microfighter series, we have the UCS series, and there's a lot going on in the LEGO Star Wars theme. So in this video, I want to break down some upcoming retiring Star Wars sets. What are some sets that I think are worth paying attention to this year? Now, this doesn't mean I'm definitely going to be buying these sets as an investment, but they are sets that I think we all should be looking at, paying attention to, and digging in a little bit deeper this year for a handful of different reasons. So I'm going to walk through my thoughts on some retiring LEGO Star Wars sets in this video. Now, before we jump into that, I do want to make a quick announcement, and it's something I've been so excited about. Inside of my Brickbox Ignite Inner Circle community recently, we have launched an award system. And this basically means that people will get awards for building their LEGO investing businesses, because that's what we do in the community. We help people to build their LEGO investing businesses, and now we have an award system, and I'm very, very excited about it because as an entrepreneur, a lot of the times we don't have much support. We have people doubting us. We have to convince people why we're investing in LEGO sets and filling up our spare room with this stuff. And a lot of people raise their eyebrows at what we're doing here. So I'm trying to give some milestones to LEGO investors so we have a goal to work toward, and then we can help them to get there. And then after they get there, then we can celebrate together when they have those awards. And so we have two awards. We have a $50,000 in a year award, and that is in sales if you've sold more than 50K in LEGO sets in a 12-month period. And then we have 100K in a year, and we've got the awards right next to me here. The award for 100K looks like this right here, and I just love the design on this thing. And so now we have inside of our community, as people are hitting 100K in sales in their LEGO businesses, then we are giving them this award. We're shipping it straight to them. They also get access to a private chat with other award winners so they can talk to people who are also six-figure sellers and learn about scaling and all of those kind of things. Now, I wanted to take a quick moment in this video to just call out all of our recent winners, because we just had a whole batch of winners who received these awards, got access to the private group and everything, and I wanted to talk about that real quick. So just jumping in, and I'm not going to read all these names, but here are our 50K award winners. We have 5 award winners who passed $50,000 in sales of LEGO sets in their business inside of our Inner Circle community, Brickbox Ignite. And we also have all of these six-figure club winners. That's what we're calling this award. As people win this award and surpass 100K in sales, then they are members of the six-figure club. And here we have 15 different people inside of Ignite who have just joined the six-figure club as we've launched these awards. And a lot of these people are actually selling multiple six figures, so we do need to make even better awards. And it won't be long before we're giving away awards for 500K and $1 million in sales of LEGO sets. So I'm just so excited about finally having something for people to strive toward. This is the Brickbox award system, currently available to anybody inside of Brickbox Ignite. And if you wanted to join in on the fun there, you can get a link in the description down below to jump into the community. You can get 30 days of free access if you get the book Winning Set Secrets, best offer that we've ever had. So if you already sell over 6 figures in LEGO, then jump into the community, apply for the award, and you're going to jump straight into that private chat with other 6-figure sellers. And if you're not quite there yet, then if you get into the community, we're going to help you to get there, and that's what we do. So I'm just excited about this award system and finally having milestones and celebration for the incredible things that LEGO investors are achieving in their businesses. And with that, let's just jump in to look at some Star Wars LEGO sets. Now again, these are sets that are actually retiring this year, because I really think that we should focus on retiring LEGO sets when we are LEGO investors. It helps us to shorten the whole time that we need to wait before we sell the inventory. Now the first one is the N1 Starfighter Microfighter. Now microfighters can be incredible investments, and over time I've done very, very well on many different microfighters. I've made a video about microfighters. This is an unsung hero theme of LEGO investing, and a lot of people just don't realize how good these can be. This one is the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. This is 75363, 88 pieces. Now this comes with 2 minifigures, with Grogu and with the Mandalorian. 18 cents price per piece. MSRP is a little higher than we see on other microfighters. This is $16, but it does have those 2 minifigures, and there's a lot going on here. Released in August 2023 and is going to retire at the end of 2024 if everything remains the way it is right now. This could get pushed out, of course. All of these sets could get pushed out, but as of right now, these sets are going going to be retiring this year. This set retiring in December 2024, and in my opinion, it's worth paying attention to this because we have seen incredible performance on many other microfighters, and there's a lot of collectability with this theme. I think Mandalorian is going to continue to be super popular over time, over the next couple of years, and when this set retires, there is a pretty good chance that microfighter collectors and Mandalorian collectors are going to want to go ahead and pick this up. Now, the thing I don't like about it is the price point. I do like those $10 microfighter sets, and when it is $16, it does eat up a little bit of the runway that I think this set could have grown by if it was a little bit more reasonably priced. 18 cents price per piece is also quite high, so the value in the box in terms of the price is not incredible on this, but I'm still sure that the demand will be there. I just have some question marks around value and also around supply. I'll be watching what happens in the communities this year and whether or not this set has a lot of supply out there. I don't think that it will because, again, microfighters are often overlooked by LEGO investors. So this is the first one that I think is worth paying more attention to. Again, this doesn't mean I'm definitely buying it. It just means that I'm going to be watching it this year, and it is retiring at the end of the year. All right, so jumping into the second set on this list, we have our first dioramas, and this is the Endor Speeder Chase diorama 75353. Now, the diorama sub-theme within Star Wars is interesting because we just had the first wave of dioramas to retire at the end of 2023. Right now, as of filming, they are still in stock in some of the retailers, and they haven't really started to stretch their legs yet in terms of the value. That's totally normal because it's early right now. It's just a couple of months after retirement. After they start to dry up, I do expect we will start to see those prices start to go up. But it'll be interesting what's going to happen with this year's diorama retirees, because the LEGO investing community are going to be watching what happened with the end of 2023 retirees to see if they do really well as investments. And if they don't do well, I actually expect the supply on this set, the Endor Speeder Chase, to be low, and I think it'll be undersupplied relative to the demand if that happens. But if the opposite comes through and last year's dioramas do very well as investments, then I think the community is going to go big on this one, and then we're going to have a lot of supply in the aftermarket. So there is going to be some question marks about whether or not I'm going to invest in this set as we progress through this year, and I watch what happened with last year, and also I analyze this set in terms of the supply and demand figures and how things are looking for this set. But I love it. I think it's a great set. 608 pieces, 2 unique minifigures, a 13 cents price per piece. It is a little bit pricey at $80 for what you get, but you do get a good piece count, 608 pieces. I just don't think it feels like a 608 piece set, but that's what it is. So the value is not terrible. It just doesn't look like that when you're looking at the box. It was released in May 2023, retiring at the end of 2024. This is one that I will be watching closely, and again, the jury is still out on whether I'm going to invest in it or not, but it's definitely one that I think we should be paying attention to. Next up, we have our first helmet set. This is the Clone Commander Cody helmet. Now, it's no secret that I've been a big investor in the Star Wars helmets over the last couple of years. I've made many videos before the TIE Fighter pilot retired, talking about how everyone should be buying it. I talked a lot about the Stormtrooper helmet. Both of those have been phenomenal investments. Also, I invested heavily in Scout Trooper helmet, which has also turned out to be a phenomenal investment because I got it at great prices. And then there are others, of course, that we have seen slower performance on, but still reasonably good, such as Boba Fett. Now, does this mean that helmets will always be great investments? Absolutely not. I think the LEGO investing community is catching on to how good they have been in the past, and the most recent wave of retirees, I think, had more supply than the previous ones, and this year I expect that to happen again. So Clone Commander Cody, will we have a lot of LEGO investors stocking up as much as possible on this? Absolutely yes. But will the demand still be so strong that it outweighs that high supply? That is totally possible. It just needs to be looked at a little bit closer. So it is set number 75350, 766 pieces, no minifigures because it is a displayable helmet series set, but it has a 9 cents price per piece, which I think is pretty reasonable, and a $70 price tag. It's fine for what you get in the box here. They are more expensive now than the previous helmets were. Gone are the days where we had $50 MSRPs for the helmet series sets. I think the Scout Trooper helmet had a $50 MSRP. We're not seeing that kind of thing anymore, but $70 is still reasonable for this, and we have seen this price point in previous waves. March 2023 release date, retiring at the end of December 2024. Again, it's not one that I'm definitely going to be investing in. It is one that I'm going to be looking closer at. The demand is going to be a big factor for me, and I also want to make sure that this series is going to continue. There are question marks over whether or not the LEGO Group will be doing more helmet series next year and beyond, and I want them to continue the series because if I invest in them this year, then a new wave coming out next year will help to prop up the demand of the recent retirees, and that's what I'm looking for. But if the series is getting discontinued, then that may make me hold back a little bit on how much I invest in them this year. So we will see how the year progresses prices, but I'm excited about it, and I really do like these sets even as a fan and a builder of Lego. Next up we have another helmet. This is Princess Leia helmet. This is one that there's a lot of kind of difference of opinions on the design and whether this is a good set or not. I personally am not a huge fan of this set when compared to some of the other helmets, but I will say that it has the potential to be very low in supply. This is an exclusive set in the US, so you can't get it in all retail stores, and that could impact the amount of these that will exist in the aftermarket. It is set number 75351 with 670 pieces, no minifigures, and a 10 cents price per piece. Another $70 retail price here, which is reasonable. March 2023 release date, and retiring at the end of 2024. I also like the short shelf life on these Star Wars sets. They don't stick around for 3-4 years, except maybe Darth Vader, but most of them don't last very long, which will help with the supply being a little lower in the aftermarket and potentially the demand being higher, because not everybody managed to pick up one, and then they're going to be going looking on eBay and Amazon for it. So Princess Leia is another one I will be watching this year. Again, this doesn't mean I'm definitely investing in it, but I do like a lot about this set. And I also like that it's Princess Leia because Princess Leia in her regular outfit, she's not wearing a helmet, and so it's not a character that can typically be produced as part of the helmet series, but they've done it here with the Bouche helmet that she wears, and it's pretty unique in that way, and this is a good way for collectors to add Princess Leia to the shelf, which I really like. So the fact that it is an exclusive set and the supply will be a little lower, the fact that it is one of the main characters, which will prop up the demand, and it's pretty unique in the kind of circumstance of Princess Leia making it to the helmet series, kind of makes me like it, but the design does hold me back just a little bit. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Next up we have another microfighter. So this is the Boba Fett Starship microfighter. Now the Slave One is one of the most iconic ships in Star Wars. This is a ship, it's probably my favorite ship in the entire Star Wars universe. A lot of people I think would agree with me. This ship just has a cult following. It is set number 75344, 85 pieces, and you get a unique version of Boba Fett as well in the box. 12 cents price per piece is fine, it's reasonable. $10 purchase price. So this is the price point that I like for microfighters because there's so much runway for these sets to grow in value. This was released in January 2023, retiring at the end of 2024 for a 2-year shelf life, and I just think there's no doubt that this is going to do well as an investment. I think that this microfighter, as long as it is not reproduced soon after retirement, is going to have so much demand out there from microfighter collectors because everybody needs this in their collection that there's only one way the price can go, in my opinion, and that is up. I would like to get it at a better price than MSRP. Of course, if you can get it for $7, you're doing really well at that point. And the problem with microfighters is getting them in quantity, in volume. But if you can achieve that, then I think that this could be a great investment. I will be watching it a little bit closer throughout the year. Next up, we have a brickhead set. This is the Tuscan Raider 40615, 152 pieces, an iconic species from the Star Wars universe, and I just think that you can't have a Star Wars brickheads collection without having the Tuscan Raider on the shelf. 152 pieces, no minifigures, a 7 cents price per piece. This is very reasonably priced. You do get a pretty detailed brickhead set here with those 152 pieces, and it's still $10. So I see that runway that this could be growing in price. The difficulty with brickhead set, of course, is that a lot of them are exclusive to Lego stores, so getting a lot of them is difficult. But this is one that if I were to look for a set that I would want to buy, you know, in threes every couple of weeks for the entire 2024 to build up a big inventory of, this will be one of those sets that I would consider doing that for. To just get a couple every time you're in the Lego stores and order some online, and then, you know, try to slowly build a position in the Tuscan Raider brickhead set throughout the year. That is one that I would consider doing that for. Now, I personally need to operate at a bigger level, but again, if I was starting out with Lego investing and looking for the highest possible return on investment, the Star Wars brickhead sets are ones that I would be looking closely at, and the Tuscan Raider I think is great. So that is the Tuscan Raider. Next up, we have a battle pack. So this is the 501st Clone Troopers battle pack. Now, we've had 501st before. It's done very, very well as an investment. I invested heavily in it and did really well with that one. This is 75345. Now, a lot of other battle packs have also done well in the past, and even if it takes a little time for the lowball sellers to sell out after a battle pack retires, because the supply is typically huge on battle packs, a lot of investors, a lot of people out there will stock up on them. What we often see on battle packs is that the supply is still no match for the demand. The demand can be so extreme on these sets because people are building armies, they're buying multiple copies of the same set, which doesn't happen on a lot of other Lego sets. And it's Star Wars and the minifigures are the focus, and there's just so much excitement about the battle packs. This can have so much demand that even high supply can still dwindle very quickly, and we can see prices rise. And in my opinion, this won't be an exception to that. 119 pieces, 4 unique minifigures. It does have a high price per piece, but that's expected with a minifigure heavy box at $20 purchase price, and that is also a bit higher than previous battle packs. We saw Mandalorian battle pack and the Sith Trooper battle pack at $15 MSRP. 20 is a massive jump in the price, so that is the downside for this set. But you also do get a lot going on here with the buildable gun and everything that goes in the box here, so that helps to bring up the value, but I still don't like that $20 purchase price. I will be looking to get it at a better price than that. Released in January 2023, retiring at the end of December 2024. I'll be watching this one for sure. Next up, we have R2-D2. Now, this is the buildable R2-D2 set, and this is the largest set that we've seen on the list so far. It's set number 75308, 2,314 pieces. You do get a minifigure of R2 as well in here, as well as a displayable plaque. I love this set. I think the design is phenomenal. It is a re-release of a previous buildable R2 that we had in the past. And this is just one that when it was released a couple years ago in 2021, I immediately felt this is a set that I will be investing in when the time comes. That time is this year. 2024 is when it will be retiring. And this is a set that, in my opinion, has a lot of opportunity ahead of it. Does that mean for sure that I'll be investing? Again, just like all the others on this list, not yet. I have not yet built my entire hit list. I have a few sets that I'm already starting to buy, but I'm still analyzing sets and I'm still figuring out exactly which ones I'm definitely going to buy. I'm not going to buy everything on this list because I typically only aim for around 15 SKUs per year. But R2 is one that I love. I think this is a great set. I like the price point. It helps me to put a lot of money to work very quickly. I haven't seen great deals on this set, so I will be looking out for ways to get it at a better price. I'm not going to be paying full MSRP for it, but we will see how I can apply some strategies to get better prices on this set. I love it. I think it's a phenomenal design. I think it looks great on a shelf, and as long as we don't see a re-release very quickly, I think that this one could be a very strong contender for a good Lego investment. In number 9, we have our third helmet set. Now, this is one that I do want to talk about with a little bit of caution, because sometimes the most popular sets in a theme are not the best investments. We can see re-releases happen. We can see a lot of supply happen because everybody thinks that the most popular set will be the best investment, and sometimes that does not happen. Sometimes the most popular one is actually worse than some of the other sets that are kind of the unsung heroes and people don't expect to do very well. So I think that we may see some of that with the Darth Vader helmet. This is a set that a lot of Lego investors may believe is the best out of the helmet series for an investment, and in my opinion that could lead to a lot of supply being out there in the aftermarket. We did see that happen with Boba Fett before. We have a lot of supply which is holding back the Boba Fett price a little bit. It's still doing fine as an investment, but when you compare Boba Fett to some of the other ones like the Scout Trooper, Stormtrooper and TIE Fighter pilot, it's not doing nearly as well as some of those other sets as an investment, and that is because I think the supply on Boba Fett is so much higher. Demand may be higher too, but we are seeing a lot of supply which is holding it back, and that may happen again here with Darth Vader helmet. Does that mean it's not worth investing in? That's not really what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we need to approach this with a little bit of caution and remember that sometimes the lesser known sets can be better investments. This is set number 75304. It does have a massive piece count of 834 pieces. That gives it a low price per piece of 10 cents because the MSRP is $80. Now that MSRP is higher than most of the helmet series sets that we've seen up until now, and I don't like that price really because it does feel like a stretch when again we have the Scout Trooper helmet for 50, Darth Vader for 80. It is a massive jump, but most of the sets these days are 70, so from that point it's not a massive jump. It still does feel a bit expensive, but you get so many pieces and the detail is so strong that it makes it worth it. It was released in April 2021, retiring at the end of December 2024, so it will have a 3.5 year shelf life by the time this one disappears. So I don't like that long shelf life either, but I think that this is a set that will have demand forever. I don't see this set not having strong demand in retirement, and I think that that's inevitable. But whether the supply is extreme or not is what will kind of make me have pause in terms of investing in this set. So I will be watching this, I'll be analyzing this, I'll be looking for great deals on this, and I'll be seeing what's going to play out throughout the year. But it is on my radar, so I wanted to mention it here. I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned it with some caution and some things that I'm thinking about. So that is the Darth Vader helmet. And number 10 here, we have the Mos Eisley Cantina. I know you all expected to see this on the list. It is set number 75290, 3,187 pieces and 21 minifigures, 9 of them unique, price per piece of 13 cents and a $400 MSRP. It's an expensive set. It's a highly playable set. It's a Master Builder series set, and a lot of people love this set. It does look a little boring, of course, but if you're a Star Wars fan, you know how iconic and important this scene is to the Star Wars universe. Some of the most important things that people remember from Star Wars happened here, and LEGO fans can relive it all with all of these different minifigures and everything that's going on here. When I look at this, it reminds me of previous Star Wars sets that were phenomenal investments, such as the Ewok Village, or even some of the Death Stars that we've seen in the past, where you get a lot of minifigs and a lot of different sections that you get to play in and different things. This kind of gives me some of those vibes. Will it do as well as those other sets? Who knows? We do not know yet, of course. I will be paying attention to it. It is a $400 set. It is pretty expensive. For a $400 set to triple in price, it needs to hit $1,200. So it is a little harder for that to happen on larger sets. But when I'm investing in larger sets, I think differently about my goals. I'm not looking for the same 100% return. I'm more thinking about the dollar profit value for every one sale that I make, which will massively trump what you can do with a Brickhead set, for example. Released in October 2020, it does have a long life. So December 2024, 4 years on the shelf. But most likely Cantina is worth paying attention to this year, in my opinion, and I'll be watching it for sure. So these are 10 Star Wars sets. There are others as well. I just picked 10 that I know that I'm kind of curious about, and I think some of you might be also curious about. But there are others as well that I think could be great investments, and I'll be watching the entire theme this year. But these 10 will be ones that I'm going deeper on, analyzing in a little bit more detail, looking at things like supply and demand numbers. And if you want to learn more about how I do that, how I pick the winning sets, I do recommend grabbing my book. I wrote an entire book about that, about how to pick the right sets to invest in. You can actually get it for free, just pay shipping, when you join a free trial of my Inner Circle program, Brickbox Ignite. That is also where you can apply for the awards. So if you want to work on getting into the 6-figure club right here, you can do that by getting that free trial of Brickbox Ignite and also grabbing your copy of Winning Set Secrets, learning how to buy the right LEGO investments before they retire and skyrocket in value. But regardless, I want to thank you for being here and for watching this one. I hope you found it useful. I'm Shane from Brickbox.net, and make this your year to lift off and be free.